Well, with the exceptions of the peanuts, the garden's done. And I forgot the sunflowers. They're still hanging in there, but they're about done too. But before we can mow it down, I've got to replace the shear bolt. I was mowing some pretty heavy brush at my neighbor's place and broke the shear bolt in here, which happens 3 or 4 times a year. It's a pretty easy fix. Just got to get the old one out, and here's my peaceful cows going at it again. Let me disengage this PTO real quick. There we go. That one should just push right out. It ain't going to though, is it? Just get these cheap bolts from Tractor Supply. They're zinc bolts, and they work pretty good. There we go. That's some amazing power. We hear you. That's all there is to it, though. Put a new one through with a lock washer. Should be good to go. That's simple. Let's see. Never can remember which way this thing goes. Here we go. We're gonna leave these watermelon vines for a little bit too, because we've got a couple of melons growing down in here. I think this one's gonna turn out okay. That one there I'm not sure about. It looks a little bit strange, but we've got those, and then over here we've got a different variety, which looks more like the more traditional watermelons, and it's coming along pretty good. You know, there's little bitty ones out here, but there's no way those are ever gonna develop into anything. Usually you only get a couple off of each vine. There's one down in there. But I don't want to get rid of these just yet, even though this is a snake habitat. I want to wait and see if we can get those picked. Well, first things first, I'm going to try to battle this crabgrass and get to the tomatoes. There's tomatoes up in here, believe it or not. Just the grass took over everything, and this stuff grows fast. But these are nice producing tomatoes, and I don't want to just mow these plants over. I took some cuttings already, and they're rooting in the house, and now I want to get the actual plant and get it transplanted into the planter bed. Cool thing about tomatoes is, even if they haven't turned all the way, even if they're green like this, You can stick them in a box or bag in the house, and in a week or so they will ripen up. Oh yeah. What a mess. Look at all those maters. Nice. Beautiful. Nothing wrong with those. That one's busted. That's perfect. Put them in this old onion bed. I'm gonna dig down in here nice and deep, because these planter beds dry out pretty quick. Being raised above the ground, I want to get this chunk out of here. I don't want this established. And then we're gonna sink the plant down in there pretty good, because it'll root along the trunk. Okay, like so. Get these leaves out of here. There we go. I'll trim this up. I'm going to pull these tomatoes because I do not want this thing having fruit pulling away from the plant. So I'm going to cut that. My knife's dull. Prune off some leaves so this thing can start coming back. So these right here are some of the cuttings that I've been rooting in a mason jar of water in the house. So I'm gonna bring those and plant those in here too. Take these bottom leaves off too. This is a good day to do this. It's nice and overcast. Well, that looks a lot better. That's some thick grass in there with those tomatoes. It was the same way over there with where the green beans were, but I've already mowed that once because it was getting to be a snake hazard. So that just leaves the pole beans, which are pretty much done. Looks like I can pick one more time off of them, and then these can go. Timber. I'm pretty sold on the pole beans. I think I can just take this to the animal pens and they'll clean it off for us. Found a bunch of dried beans on the vines, so I'm gonna save these and do a test plant someplace, maybe in one of the planter beds, to see if they will sprout, which they're supposed to. They're not a hybrid, so we'll see. But if that's the case, that'll be awesome, so I can start saving seeds. Well, they'll like that. They'll give them something to pick on and keep me from having to untangle all those vines. And then the cows, I just stuck them over in here. I forgot to set my camera up because I was trying to keep the cows from getting out of the gate, but lean them against the fence here so they don't trample the panels and mess them up. And y'all get a treat. How about that? Alright, well, these need to go, but I ain't never been a fan of just cutting down flowers, so we're gonna keep them in some water and use them for decoration. That should do it. See if those will perk back up. Man, that looks so much better. I forget how big the garden really is until we get it mowed down again. It's a big open piece of land. Now the grass is starting to grow in between these rows too. So I think what we'll do is probably go ahead and take the push mower and mow right up next to the peanuts and then get the tiller and come down the rows. Now we can't get super close to these plants because the peanuts vine out under the ground, kind of like a potato, and the peanuts produce underground, so we don't want to mess them up. But it would be nice to kind of get this back under control. Our zinnias are really coming along nice. Look at that big rascal. And then down here is one of my favorites. It's like a burgundy color. Look at that. That's awesome. That one's almost done. You can see it's kind of crimped. It's been there for a week or so. But we're gonna go ahead and cut some for bouquets for the farm stand for this weekend. The cows won't be quiet, and I just happened to look over here and they're running to meet this one. This one's got over into this section of the grass without my permission, and these naughty ones are trying to go join them. No sir. Looks like they went over it. Don't even think about it. There goes my fence. Heathens. Well, before they tear it up more, I'm gonna open it up. These cows, man, they are a challenge sometimes. Nope. Go that way. Troublesome. I'm not sure where my pole went that was here. I'm missing one. Huh. Come on, Winchester. I have really got to get this hot fence switched over to wire from this poly wire and get my new hot box installed. I've owned this thing for probably 6 or 8 months now, and I just haven't had time to install it. It's one of the Cyclops chargers, and it packs a punch. This one does okay, but they're starting to test it more and more, and I mean, this is not the first time in the last month. This is several times in the last month that they've gotten out into somewhere where they're not supposed to be. They just jumped right over the fence right here. There's quite a bit of grass over here, so hopefully they'll stay content for a little bit. But in all fairness, they still had some grass left over there where they were after eating 3 16-foot long panels of green bean vines. Well, what do you think? These are pretty flowers. We'll have these available in the farm stand this weekend. Well, I'm gonna go get some water put in these so they don't wilt. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll see you next time.